That's our initiative to make sure that we fix this state. So thank you for being here, and we'll take some questions.
I never heard you talk before. You were so charismatic, powerful speaker. I'm so impressed. Way better than previous Republican donor candidates. You know that. So then you must win. My family, we grew up here, always lived here. We're gonna get out. We're going to Texas, and we end up needing to do that, just like so many other people our age and also older. And so we need you to save us and help us with our future. So I want to say I got off Facebook a couple months ago. They're censoring conservatives. And I do not have cable TV, but I've seen no ads from you. I'm on all the email lists. The only reason I know about this event is because I'm on their email list. And I want to make sure everyone's reached. I mean, I know there's a lot of like lists that Trump used or other Republican candidates that you can tap into and just mass message everyone. And
Sure,
it's,
or
I mean, yeah, Twitter, you have lots of followers.
That's true.
Yeah.
This is
So one more thing, so I really want you to reach everyone. And when you talk, you're going to convince a lot of people, but you need to reach so many people.
right.
that
I haven't. He's like disappeared almost.
And the last thing I want to say is, you totally are right on every issue that you talked about. And the most important thing to me is for you to remember the San Francisco situation. Viscerally, people need to see in the ads like pictures of these meals and the human waste and the bar stations.
Yeah, the black woman who got killed by that crazy transient.
Is there a question there? Well, let me address a lot of that. How would you like to see me in a hazmat suit going through San Francisco?
That's actually a good idea. That's actually a really good idea.
We're kicking around a lot of ideas. I don't want to have any comparisons to Michael Dukakis in the tank.
Just don't go into a tank.
But that's a
Don't go
good
to a
one,
tank.
you know. I mean, listen, I hear what you're saying. We're starting to hear this from a lot of Republicans, and remember, it's just what I just told you. We're not going to be spending any money advertising to Republicans. I won the primary with direct, very targeted advertisement to Republicans.
His name was Donald
That
Trump.
was important for the primary, right? That was important for June 5th to make sure all Republicans knew who I was, knew where I was on the issue, and came out and voted on June 5th. That's how we kept Villaraigosa out, right? It's the opposite now, I'm afraid. So you're not. If you're on Republican lists, if you're on Republican Facebook groups, if you're on Republicans, talk amongst yourselves and get the word out. Please do that. But you're not going to see a bunch of ads from me. We're not going to pay. We're not going to waste money talking to groups that are already going to vote for me. And frankly, by the way, every ad that Gavin Newsom starts running in September is only going to reinforce my support, okay? Because he's going to talk about social issues. He's going to talk about my support of President Trump. He's going to do all that. That's going to reach all those Republicans out there who, like those positions, right? So we are going to direct our advertising. We're going to direct our advertising on water to independents and Democrats in the Central Valley, for example, right? That's a smart. And by the way, when you write those big checks, and understand, by the way, the limit is $29,200. I know that's a lot of money. Feel free to go the limit. I've been working the phones. I've got almost 100 max outs. And I got to tell you, I've got about 10 max outs from Chico, California.
Wow.
If I can get 10 max outs
Can we do the math on
from
that?
Chico, I ought to be able to get 30 or 40 out of Beverly Hills.
So
Can I not?
200. So
At least.
that's 2 million.
But when
Okay.
you write those checks, understand that I'm a fiscal conservative, and that's just not verbiage. That's not rhetoric. That's practice. I don't waste money. And our overhead is about $100,000 a month. That's it. We're not wasting money on overhead. We've got one of the top management teams in the state. We've got finance people all across the state. Renee Croce here in Los Angeles, Callie Rasberg in Orange County. Ann Kramer is our state finance director, one of the tops for Kevin McCarthy. We have got one of the top finance teams where we are not going to waste money. And definitely I'm going to use San Francisco, and definitely I'm going to be advertising independents and Democrats. Immigration.
Please.
Everybody want to hear about immigration?
Yes.
Well, the first thing I do as governor is get rid of sanctuary state.
Yeah.
Well, that's an easy applause line, isn't it? But it's true, you know. I mean, and Speaker Gingrich and I have talked about this because he's really our senior advisor in this campaign. As you know, Newt endorsed me early and really has helped a lot. This is about safety. This is about, you know, the fact that I don't want to see MS-13. And you know who doesn't want to see MS-13 in this country? The immigrant community. Because that's who they prey on. And Chino, just this last week, I sat down and I talked to the guy at a coffee shop. I didn't know who he was, and I just started talking to him. His name is Miguel Perez. He's from Los Angeles, born and raised here in Los Angeles, now lives in Chino. And he's a Republican, he voted for me, but he and I talked about how a porous border not only hurts our country, of course, and it does, because we have the drugs and the guns and the gangs and the human trafficking, but you know what? It's also hurting Mexico, isn't it? Because those drug gangs suck so much money out of California as well as other states here, right? And they use it to buy politicians and buy the police and wreak havoc in Mexico. 26,000 murders last year. Is that a disgrace?
They've already passed there.
I mean, that would be like 150,000 murders here in America. Can you imagine the hue and cry in this country if we had that kind of murder rate? That's the drug trade. That's porous borders. That's gun runners and human traffickers and drug gangs, and they don't help either of us. And I gotta tell you, Gavin Newsom and his band of craven politicians like Xavier Becerra are doing the people they profess to want to protect a huge disservice with sanctuary state and fighting the border wall. Let me tell you.
You support the wall, right?
And we're going to build the wall. Absolutely going to build the wall. Yes, ma'am. Second Amendment. The Second Amendment, as far as I'm concerned, is the amendment that guarantees all the other ones. Gavin Newsom is going to say I'm a tool of the NRA and I'm responsible for every child being shot at every school on the whole face of the earth, right? And by the way, I'm a dad. Are you a mom? You're a mom. Can we agree to ask the media to stop publicizing these monsters' names and pictures?
Yes.
Don't you think that that would be the first thing that we would do instead of trying to take away people's constitutional rights?
Yes.
Because the next nutcase, and let me tell you, these unfortunately are all mentally ill people. Can we all agree that you have to be mentally ill to ever take another innocent human life?
Or
I mean,
evil.
is that understood? You know, self-defense I get, but taking an innocent human life, going into a school and shooting somebody that's unarmed and not even threatening you is mental illness. So we need to do something about mental illness, but the next mentally ill person is sitting at home looking at what that Cruz guy did and looking at what all these other people did and saying, boy, this is a great way to go out. This is a great way to make a statement and get my name known and get my face famous all over the world. Let's stop doing that. And at the same time, you know, Timothy McVeigh killed 175 people with fertilizer. You ever hear any demands to get rid of fertilizer? No, because we like to eat. That's why.
Fertilizer control.
Well, I like to breathe free air, don't you? And that's what the Second Amendment guarantees.
All that fertilizer went to Washington and Sacramento.
There you go. I like that. I like that. Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm a 44th Assembly candidate for the Are you going and partnering with other Republican candidates in this? So will you be in Ventura County anytime soon?
We we are trying to partner with all assembly and congressional candidates whenever we can. We did something with Bill Asaley recently. He's a great. He's
gonna
south
win.
of here. He's a great candidate. So yes. By the way, me getting into the top 2 was a great thing for all of our down ballot candidates. I hope you agree with that.
Yes, very important.
And I was just featured as one of the top 10 governor candidates in the nation. I was at the Republican Governors Association in Aspen, and they had me speak. And we thrilled that audience.
Good. I'm glad they're helping out. I'm glad they're paying attention.
Ross Perot Jr. came up to me and said, boy, I can't wait to help your campaign. And that's kind of cool. And you know why? Because California, this is the second most important job in the country. This is the largest state, the 5th largest economy. This is the home of the resistance. I'm going to be
And the resistance to the resistance.
Can you imagine the shock of the world on November 7th this year, huh?
I can't wait.
When we turn this blue state a deep, dark shade of red.
Yeah! Aww.
Can't hear you.
Louder?
I was a Travis Allen supporter, sorry, and I'm very impressed with what you have to say today, and I'm excited to vote for you. I also want to share a little bit about Rhonda. She is running for assembly in the 44th district, so those of you who are not in her district, if you have friends in Elsinore, Ventura County, please let them know. She's an attorney, she's a wife, she's a mom of 6 children with 3 triplets, 5 years old. She has her own firm. She does immigration classes. She's one amazing person that we hope to get elected to beat Jackie Williams.
Thank you. Let's take one more question, Alex. Is that okay?
Louder?
Your thoughts and what are, is anything being done to get rid of the top 2 primaries?
That would be an initiative.
Yeah, the top 2 primary is the question, and you know that's a good question. I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to really talk about that in this campaign. But
At this time,
I think
there's
we
no
saw
point.
how it can be gained. I think we saw how the special interests can just
That's right.
make a disgrace, frankly, of that law. But I got to tell you, one of the things we've got to do is we've got to reclaim our government from these special interests. Janet's decision was a big help, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Neil Gorsuch. Thank you,
Absolutely.
President Trump. And thank you, Antonin Scalia, wherever you are. Up in heaven.
Definitely in heaven.
I'm sure. But we've got to reform this government. I am going to start on January, whatever it is, as soon as I take office as the next governor of the state. And we've got to work on getting a state legislature that's not an embarrassment.
Yeah.
We've got to have leadership. We've got to have people in the legislature who represent us and not these funders. We've got a bunch of people that, you saw the sexual hijinks that was involved. Right? The sexual harassment suits, and all the things in this legislature is an embarrassment to us. It's an embarrassment to the country. It has to change. We have got, I am not going to be Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Thank God. Please.
Well, maybe I'll get a movie career. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. My wife can't wait to have me back home. But I am going to get something done. And I'm going to go around this legislature. I'm going to veto. I'm going to wear out my right arm vetoing things. But we have got to also change the structure of this legislature.
I agree.
We've got to have one that's composed of real people, not professional fundraisers. And that is a major point that I'm going to work on once I'm elected to this governorship. And we'll Well, we need to stop a supermajority, but you know what? I have a lot grander ambitions than stopping a supermajority.
Thank you.
Can I get agreement on that?
Just playing defense isn't enough.
Thank you very much.
Round of applause for the future governor of California, please. I want to thank RJC National Board Member Richard Sherman and all of our RJC members here this afternoon. At one point that I'd like to hammer home, you will not see all of Mr. Cox's advertisements. That's good. That means he knows who you are. That means he knows you are a Republican. Do not be concerned. He's targeting the independents. So thank you for being here. Thank you for support of RJC, and we'll see you at our next event. And actually, subscribe.
Absolutely.
Yes.